What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one, and I have a spanking brand new animated review for you guys. Yes, it's been a long time. I know it's been a long time since I did one, but here it is. And I just watched a movie called Justice Society World War II. Lead characters: Flash, Superman, and the one and only Wonder Woman herself. I swear she's in almost everything dealing with Justice League as far as animated. It's crazy. She's in there more than Superman or Batman. I believe. That's wild. First of all, it's been a long time since I've done any kind of animated review. And I got two good reasons for that. Alright. Reason number one, I no longer have access to the program called Funimation. And for those who don't know what Funimation is, it's a program that provides all the animated shows and movies for you. And it was very entertaining. I enjoyed my experience, but now that experience is over, unfortunately. Now I do have Crunchyroll, provided by HBO Max. HBO Max doing it again, and I appreciate that. And so I will get into what that has to provide for me soon. Trust me, I have to now. There's no other way. Reason number two, DC animated movies have not been released in a while. For some reason, DC kind of held back on that. Maybe for a good reason, just to give us a little break. But I couldn't wait. I was almost on the edge of just going back and looking for DC animated movies that I haven't seen, that I looked over the first time, like Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or one of the Doomsday animated movies. All right. And yes, the whole Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a thing. It's not a parody. It's not a joke. They were actually serious about that. Okay, so I want to see it. I want to see that. But now we have Justice Society World War II. All right. And my question is this a good jump right back into the swing of things? Or is this going to be a bad way to kick things off? That's the question. That's what we got to find out. Let's go. Justice Society World War II. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, if you already are not a big DC animated fan, you're probably not aware. You probably don't have any idea this exists. Or for a lot of other animated movies by DC. You don't know what's going on with this, so I can't blame you. But for those who know, and you haven't seen this, gotta catch up. You have to catch up. Catch up now. Alright? Come on. Justice Society World War II is pretty much based on our friend Barry, the Flash, and him trying to figure out just how he could make his relationship right with his girlfriend Iris, I think her name is. Because he wants to keep it a secret, not because he's ashamed, but because he wants to keep her life safe. Because he's a hero, right? But she wants to take it to another level. She doesn't care about all that. And he doesn't know what to do. So one day while he's, having this discussion with her, he gets a signal, or he sees that Superman needs some help. Superman needs some help. Anyways, we're not going to get into that. So he goes and helps Superman fighting Brainiac. And Brainiac shoots a kryptonite bullet, in which Flash runs after the bullet, tries to catch it, but Flash is running so fast that he goes back into time. He goes back in time. All right. And he jumps off into this little war with Germany, which, of course, this is World War II that he's in now. But this time, an older version of Justice League, Justice Society, is helping out America. All right. Or they've been doing it for years and nobody knew, supposedly. All right. It's led by Wonder Woman. And so from then there on is all the adventures he gets into with this old school Justice Society team. That's the premise. Positives. I can't even hold this back. I'm not even going to hold this back. The first thing that I liked about this was the full-fledged action scenes, the combat. And this is a strong point for DC every time. Live action or animated. Doesn't even matter. They've always been good with their fighting scenes. And there's nothing short of in this movie. Matter of fact, this is probably one of the best ones I've seen. With the fighting. Is, pretty much the fighting. Especially Wonder Woman versus Aquaman. I'm not going to tell you why they fight. All right? Because that would be spoiling some things. But I never knew that Wonder Woman and Aquaman would be such an interesting battle. But they get down. They get down on both fights. They fight 2 times. And 2 times is enough. Because the first one's cool. Then the second one is even better. They don't hold it. It's the best fight in the movie. Hands down. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Positive number 2. I love how this movie, or I respect it for teaching me a lot more about characters that were kind of in the background to me. Like Hawkman. Hawkman, he kind of came off as a cheesy character. But in this movie, you understand a lot more about him. Okay? I did not know that Hawkman was a reincarnated superhero. So that means he's died a couple of times already. And each time he comes back and somehow he becomes Hawkman again. Apparently. So, I mean, that was very interesting. It makes him a lot cooler than what he is. All right. It puts a lot more to him. Also, Black Canary, she got a little more exposure in this. Because before this, the only exposure I had to Black Canary was, unfortunately, Birds of Prey. Damn. And yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not a good, portrayal of Black Canary. Not. Okay? This one was way better. It gave her more personality. You got to see what she's all about. Okay? Respect that. Respect that. I also got to find out a whole lot more about a character who's not really popular outside of the comic book world, named Dr. Fate. He was in a brief moment in this movie. He didn't do a whole lot, but it showed enough to let me know just a smidget of what he's about. All right? Because he has a lot going on with his powers. He's multitasking here, man. He's multitasking. There's a lot going on. I'm going to put some of his feats on the screen. All right. Right now. Just know it's a lot. It's a lot. All right. I want to see more from him in the future. Third positive on this. This movie had a few reveals and twists that I just did not see coming. And I watch movies and stuff like this all the time. I have built up a superpowers of sort to see when a twist is coming. Okay, and I did not catch neither one of these at all. That's pretty good for an animated movie. I won't get too deep into it because that would give it away. But one of these twists just kind of deals with the whole time travel thing. Not going to get into it. But that was crazy. Another twist or reveal was there's a character in here, him or her, she or he, that kind of sneaks up on you. Like you didn't expect this to happen with that. All right, and when it all goes down, when that is displayed, well, my mind was blown. Like, yo, just the way it was done, just the way the twist was done. I was like, yo, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it all spouts from a certain character in this movie. All right, it just goes haywire. Let's put it like that. All right. So those are my positives. Negatives. Let's start off with a character I did not care a lot for. Goes by the name of Our Man. Just the name. This character has to be one of the worst superheroes I've seen in such a long time. Let me explain to you. His power, he drinks a potion called Miraclo or whatever the hell. And when he drinks it, I think it takes an hour for him to come to full strength. But his strength and his speed and agility increases as the time goes. Our Man, right? But I think then it takes an hour for the potion to wear off. I think. That's lame and useless. He was useless, and he even said it in the movie. I'm no good to you when my potion wears off. Please, throw him out. Throw him to the wolves. Why were you even... He slowed you down. There are other characters, old school DC characters, you could have just pulled out of nowhere and thrown him in there, taking him out. That was a bad call. I don't ever want to see Our Man ever again. No. Stop. Don't do it ever again, please, DC. Negative number 2. Second negative I gotta mention. This movie deals with time travel, right? So we see the new Barry go back in time. There's an old Flash too in the old time. They tell Barry not to do anything because you're going to mess up the time, the future. But by this time, he's already done enough. He helped out. He fought some fights with them already. He fought some people already. So he's done enough already. He's already messed up the future. Why would you wait so long to tell him not to do anything? And then after they tell him not to do anything, he still does things. It didn't make any sense. That was not an accurate thing at all. When he came back to the future, I'm not going to say what happens, but in my opinion, it should have been a lot worse. A lot worse than what he came back to. Okay? You know how this works. Back to the Future, all the other future movies, you know how this works. All right? Last negative. I don't like how they portrayed Steve Trevor. You know, the guy who's in love with Wonder Woman. They made him look like such a simpleton, a lame, a sucker. Even Flash says it, man, you're kind of stalkerish. And he's like, oh, I don't know. No, bro, you are stalkerish. He proposed to Wonder Woman every day, knowing she would say no every single day. All right? How embarrassing, first of all, is that? And then the outcome didn't help. You just... Steve, man. I'm not saying he was the coolest in what we've already been given so far. But in this portrayal of Steve, I can't go. But I felt bad for Steve. I'm like, why are you doing this to him? Stop. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for him. What was the point? What was the point of that? Interesting, funny. It was funny, but just not cool, man. Not cool. But with all that said, giving it a hell yes. DC is just becoming undefeated. I know there's a time they fell down, but I can't remember. That's how good DC is. with the animated. Don't quote me on. Don't think I'm saying full live action. I'm not saying that. I'm saying animated. They're just once again they're doing it. They did it. They've done it. They're doing it again, man. I enjoy this. The fights were everything. I told you, those fights were everything. The battle scenes were just something to watch in awe. Okay, it helped so much. DC, man, I'm on you. I'm animated movies. You might fall again. I don't want you to, but you're too perfect. You're too perfect. It's scary. Okay, press that like button. Share this video. Watch this movie, and if you haven't subscribed, I'm gonna need you to subscribe. All right, I'm gone.